Hello there my fellow Holy Table Heroes and welcome to another Galactic Challenge video. Hopefully you wrapped up your conquest already, otherwise you have a few more days to get that max crate or whatever crate you are after. Anyway, we'll take a break from the daily grind of conquest and look at the challenge today. It's a bit of a tricky one, but for the most part at least you got, some sort of a semi-decent Jedi team. You can get it done. Obviously the better Jedi teams can get it done quite easily in one attempt. The other ones, for me at least personally, did require quite a few attempts to line up the RNG. So I tested out various Jedi leaders, various Jedi comps, so I'll show them all to you in this video. Again, there'll be YouTube chapters below if you want to skip ahead. Hopefully there is something for you in here to help you get all the free-to-play feats done. Alright, let's start with reviewing the enemy. We got a Maul team, and now luckily it's not a full dark side Mandalorian team, right? If there would be Django in there, this would be a lot more probably nasty. So at least CG taking it a little bit easier on us by putting Beskar Mando in there, not to have a full dark side Mando squad. Obviously the whole thing here is we need to get ways to get around the taunts so we can take down Maul before he wrecks our team. Once you take Maul down, things become very easy from there on out. So this really is today's challenge. Now in terms of feats, we have to win with a full team of Jedi units and also win without losing a unit. Now some Jedi teams I tried out, they were able to get the battle done without losing anybody. Sometimes I did lose somebody, so for those I did a 2 non-GL squads at the end for the flawless victory feat as well. Now a bit of a challenge today, but luckily this is Endor, which means we get a really fun modifier to use, part of the tribe. So what this will do for us is give everybody Rally the Tribe ability, which is shared amongst the team. And then depend on, who uses it, it'll give you different bonuses. For the most part today, at least personally, I utilized either with a healer or support to grant the team 30% turn meter. So this was more like for the non-GL teams where I needed some extra turn meter to keep going. Otherwise, you can also use the attacker one with the attacker that calls everybody to assist. So those are the two. I didn't really use it with tanks today, to be honest, because it's all about a race to eliminate Maul. Like, basically, foresight, crit damage immunity won't help you all a lot if Maul gets his 5 stacks of Anguish Ward, because he's juiced up. This isn't the Maul that you and I have in our roster, let me tell you that. Now, in terms of the Jedi modifier, Humble Strike, we do get some critical damage, but for the most part, Jedi modifier is always a bit, underwhelming. And then the code modifier from Mandalorians. Now, this is an annoying one because anytime they're hit, they gain a stand of clan loyalty, which, amongst other things, gives them a 1% counter chance for each stack. So there's also some RNG involved at the start of the battles, like when, they don't have that many stacks yet. Will they counterattack or not? And that may also, determine the outcome of the battle, especially with those non-Galactic Legend Jedi teams. So something to bear in mind. However, in one of the Jedi teams, we will be using the clan loyalty to our advantage. It'll actually benefit us. No spoilers, more about it later. Anyway, let's get, I guess, the easiest Jedi team out of the way, and we'll work our way through to the more challenging ones, to the more tougher Jedi teams that's more difficult to achieve. So if you do have Jedi Master Luke, or also Jedi Master Kenobi for that matter, they will be able to quite easily outrun Maul, and then you can trigger Heroes Arise on Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and then obviously get your things going. I feel like Master Luke is better than Kenobi, because Kenobi, he doesn't have that like AoE ability block and things like that, right? So Luke is a better, I think, for today's challenge, the better Galactic Legend to use anyway. And then of course, if you do have Ezra, Cal, Jedi Knight Revan, all those bonus turns and things like that, turn meter swaps, just, whatever the best Jedi team you have, you should be good to go. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead now and start by using Heroes Arise. Luke gets a turn, we get our mass stun out, and now Ezra can get his things going, so we'll just give turn over to Luke. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead now and do our AoE, push back turn meter on the enemy, push turn meter to our team. We're gonna mark Maul with Revan, and I'm just gonna get Maul down, hopefully before he even gets a turn. We can now use Mass Assist from Rally the Tribe. Maul is down, hit auto, and you're good to go. So this, I guess, is kind of the ideal scenario team. with Revan, both looks, and then the 5th, you know, it's option 4th and 5th is like what you've got. I think it won't matter so much. But anyway, quite easily done. Jedi feat as well as flawless one. Now for Jedi Master Kenobi, again, you could use him under Jedi Knight Luke, but I just tried to a little bit, you know, use slightly different teams, because maybe if you don't have Jedi Knight Luke, you don't have Jedi Master Luke, but you do have Jedi Master Kenobi and his Galactic Republic Jedi. Also can get it done a little bit trickier without Commander Ahsoka Taghanos insta-kill, because she's no Jedi. But what you want to do is first put damage immunity on Kenobi, so that if the guys then can waste attacks. Now Maul is a bit inconsistent when he does, because he's got 5 stacks of anguish because of Kenobi in here, so he could just unload it, all of them. So sometimes he unloads them, sometimes starts with the AoE, so very inconsistent behavior on his part. Jedi Master Kenobi can ignore the taunt, so we can use the Rally the Tribe ability. Then we can go ahead and do an AoE. John Skywalker is great for the days, so it'll stop those counterattacks and assist somewhat. And I'm just gonna wanna get to our ultimate now, so we can then everybody start ignoring taunt once we hit the high ground. Again, we can ignore taunt, so let's go ahead and put a hit over on Maul, and I would just have to survive those hits. Okay, yep, that's fine. There we go, and then he just stopped using anguish. So Maul is very inconsistent with what he does. But after Jedi Master Kenobi, if Maul plays this correctly, is not by any means the easiest thing to do. Definitely the team I showed you first is easier. But at least with Jedi Master Kenobi, obviously we do shut down the turn meter gains, especially from Canderous on their side. And now we go, we are in high ground, everybody can ignore the taunt, and we just now go all out on Maul, just ignore everybody else, and eventually we'll get him down. Uh-oh, here he goes. Let's see how many stacks of anguish he will unleash now. Okay, looks like he will go all the way. Oh, here comes the bonus turn from Anakin, which kind of interrupts Maul, and we did actually get an ability block on him. So that's why I like Jedi Knight Anakin in there, just a little bit interrupt Maul. And once Maul is down, we can now just probably we could hit autoplay. I don't know, I just didn't want to take any chances, but for the most part probably could have autoplayed. Yeah, as soon as Maul goes down, we are good to go. Clean up the board, and this as well will complete Jedi and flawless feats in a single battle. Now let's move on to a different Jedi team. Now if you don't have actually Galactic Legends, there are 3 different Jedi leaders I tried out. So for my testing, if you can get Shakti fast enough, then Jedi Revan lead is the way to go, because it gives you even more speed. So as you can see, my Shakti, so I did a bit of testing. Looks like Maul speed, when my Shakti was at like 348, Maul still went first. So maybe you need to get your Shakti like at 350 or something. And then you also get, I think, plus 30 speed from Jedi Revan's lead in this particular Jedi comp. So it looks like Maul's actual speed is like 380, so just to know what you can do. So if you can get Shakti to 350 plus, then you can use this kind of lineup with Jedi Knight Revan, obviously giving you more speed, and then we can actually outrun Maul. And then Shakti, she support, she will use Rally the Tribe ability, feeding bonus turn meter to your team, and now everybody will be able to outrun Maul. And what you want to do is mark Maul, maybe get turn meter removal on direct focus. Sometimes I did. If you do, that's great. If not, you can still get it to work. We get a stun, armor shred, mass daze on everybody, stop the counter attacks, and then with Cal we are going to go ahead and give turn back over to Luke, so he can then put Jedi Will on himself and John Skywalker, just to increase their damage. There we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and call here gas for the assist. Let's go ahead now and use Rally the Tribe, finish off Maul, and away we go. Again, some RNG in this one, is not by any means like, you know, as the first 2 battles a guaranteed win, but as long as you can outrun Maul, you know, you don't get counter attacks, you should be good to go with this team as well. But again, caveat is Shakti needs to be 350 plus speed, well 349 minimum I think. And this is well completed, flawless and Jedi feats as well. And then if you can't get your Shakti that fast, then I think Jedi Knight Luke will be the better lead, because we'll be able to have Heroes Arise, obviously for more damage, but most importantly, his leadership will reduce the speed of the enemies to match Luke's speed once Luke gets a turn. So a little bit remodded here. My Luke, I think otherwise is like 240 speed, so now he's at 160. So just to be a bit slower, so the enemies will slow down as well. And in terms of the other ones, here Shakti, I mean, I still have her at 350, but you know, that's fine, just showing you doesn't matter here so much how fast these guys are. They still need decent speed, like for my testing, initially my Cal, he was like at 220 something speed, and even that turn meter gains that Shakti used was not enough for Cal to get a turn before Maul. So definitely seems like you do want to have sort of like 260-ish speed, Cal being the slowest in your team at like 260 plus, so he can then, you know, get a turn before Maul. It's just something to highlight in terms of speeds and also turn order. Anyway, let's hop in the battle. They will go first, we can't outrun them. Some RNG in this one. If they nuke out Revan, you just want to back out and try again. So I think I need about 5 attempts to line this up finally. That Revan survived, well, everybody survived. There we go, Shakti now can go ahead and use Rally the Tribe, which will feed turn meter to the team. Now Revan can go, hopefully remove some turn meter. No turn meter removal, unfortunately, there on Maul. And I'm just gonna go ahead and drop an armor shred on Maul, get the days out, and then we're going to go ahead and give Jedi Wheel over on General Skywalker, just so we boost the damage. I'm gonna go ahead use Hero's Rise with Cal, then he gets his bonus turn. We can swap over to General Skywalker. Okay, and then Gas should finish this. Boom! And if he wouldn't, we still had a Jedi Luke in there with his turn. Definitely Cal or Ezra here will be good, just, you know, to keep feeding turn meter to General Skywalker so he can take down Maul. So Jedi Luke lead works without Galactic Legends as well, but obviously you will need a bit more speed maybe on these guys. And again, there was some RNG involved at the start in making sure Jedi Revan does survive. And this again, Jedi flawless victory. And now this is gonna be like the ugliest Jedi battle, and this goes back to where I mentioned that we can actually exploit the Mandalorian modifier. So we'll be going in with General Skywalker lead. We need Ahsoka in there, right? We need at least one 501st ally, so Gas gets his taunt up. And then with Gas lead, we are getting 2% offense for 501st allies for every buff on the enemy. And, you know, all those stacks of Clan of Loyalty enemies will be getting, well, that all counts as buff. So, you know, at some point, what, they will have 50, 60 each, which means like, I don't know, 300% extra offense for Gas. So the overall strategy with this team is survive long enough for Gas to build up enough offense that he can, you know, just, you know, wreck the enemy team. And that's why you want to mod all these guys for durability. And there's a lot of RNG in this one, like Gas goes down very quickly with only one 501st ally, but essentially you need Ahsoka to survive at minimum the first time Gas goes down. So then when he gets back up, he gets his taunt again that he can't be defeated, right? So again, this one I probably need to start about 8-7 times in order to this lineup. There we go, Shakti again, we'll be using Heroes Arise here. Sorry, Heroes Arise. Rally the Tribe. And now we go ahead, mark Maul. There we go, we got turn meter removal. So when I was using Gas, turn meter removal was really important as well. That's why I did put some points on Jedi Revan. Gas, you know, does a good damage there on Maul already. So maybe if you do have high relic Jedi, maybe a Maul would be dead there already. Savior triggered on Ahsoka. I lost Ahsoka, so I want to back out and try this again. This one is the most RNG based one from all the teams. I just want to show you different leaders and how they interact, and hopefully something will help you out. Anyway, feed the turn meter with Shakti. We get a stun out with Luke, and then we can go ahead and mark Maul. Let's go ahead, all out on him. Again, some RNG here. Will Maul counterattack or not until we, oh, well, he resisted days anyway. Alright, so this time let's see what'll happen. There we go. Savior triggered. Revan went down. That's fine. Revan did his job saving one of our Jedi just to prolong the battle. Once Savior is triggered, Revan can go down. That's okay. That's the preferred actually outcome. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop here Jedi wheel over on Ahsoka. There you go. Ahsoka survived until gas got up. Unfortunately, they do have now crit damage immunity. Looks like Gar Saxon as the only tank on the team used the Rally the Tribe ability. So not the ideal outcome here. But here we will save Rally the Tribe. Always use it with Shakti when this lineup, just to keep feeding turn meter to the team. We're gonna kind of bounce around between the taunts. Alright, guess we'll take a seat one more time. Now, like a Jedi look is quite durable, so hopefully he can hang in there. Okay, let's go ahead. So once Shakti gets a turn, you will want to stealth Ahsoka, because you want Ahsoka to survive, right? So that you get one more taunt with General Skywalker. So that's important. When you do get a chance, stealth Ahsoka with Shakti to make sure that Ahsoka does survive. There we go. And because we put her in stealth, she was able to, you know, survive there. And now Guess gets an extra chance to kneel down and get back up. There you go. We got a lot of here stacks already on them, like over 70. 80 already. Wow, okay, so that's like what, 400% offense for Gas. Boom! There goes Ball, the best Commando. Oh man, there we go. Again, not the cleanest battle, not the preferred team, but if you don't have those teams that I showed you earlier, or they can't work, heck, you could maybe even try, like if you're struggling with Jedi Master Kenobi lead, you could try maybe Jedi Master Kenobi under gas lead maybe. You know, at least you got damage immunity, you can stick on gas, so that could be a nice trick as well. But anyway, I tried out, as you can see, was it at 5 different Jedi lineups. Again, going first with the Luke, Jedi Master Luke was the easiest, then Kenobi, Jedi Revan lead, Jedi Luke lead, and finally gas lead is kind of like your final option if you know, you can't make others work. Now, luckily for Flawless Victory, it wasn't too difficult. I just chucked CLS in and they did really well. So at least, like, if you can't get Jedi here on tier 10, hopefully you can at least get this one. So you just want to, Han can ignore a taunt. He will just want to go ahead, shoot first on Maul. There we go. He's nearly out of protection already. All these counterattacks, feeding turn meter to Luke. We'll want to now switch stance. So now Luke can ignore the taunt, target Maul, use Rally the Tribe ability, which will obviously call everybody to assist, because Luke is an attacker. Maul goes down, and then the rest of the battle, you know, it's very easy. Like, the turn meter train is strong, damage is crazy, these guys just go down very quickly, they can't do a whole lot, to be honest. So CLS, quick and easy way to get Flawless Victory. Then I also tried, if you do have Bane, put Malak lead and Bane, hit auto. Obviously make sure to target Maul before you hit autoplay, because with Bane in there they can ignore the taunt. Malak will keep these guys constantly fear, and the reason why you don't want Bane in the lead, because with his leadership he's constantly doing damage to his allies. So when I had Bane in the lead for the first time, actually Malak got killed by Bane, and then obviously you don't get the Flawless Victory. That's why you do want to have actually Malak in the leading slot, not Bane. But at least it took a little bit longer than CLS, but at least it's full auto, and you know, why not? But obviously you can use Galactic Legends by all means as well. I just like to, you know, not use them if I don't have to. And there you go, guys, that's all for today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful, especially, you know, testing out different Jedi teams. Let me know how you guys are getting on, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.